Hello everyone, my name is Corbin and this is Plant Basics. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to care for your Ficus Elastica. So Ficus Elastica likes bright indirect light but with no direct sunlight. So in the northern hemisphere you want to put them perhaps in a southern window, and in the southern hemisphere you want to maybe have them in the east or a northern facing window. You want to really keep them out of the hot midday sun because it can scorch their leaves. And people always ask me, but because these grow huge into huge trees in the wild, why are they so sensitive to the direct sunlight? And it's because these plants were grown in greenhouses. So their leaves are not acclimated to hot afternoon sun. If you want to grow your plant outside and have it in direct sunlight, you are going to have to acclimate it over a period of time. But for indoors, bright indirect light behind a sheer curtain would be absolutely amazing. If you grow this plant in low light, you'll often find that it will lose some of its lower leaves and you just won't have any new growth on it. It will kind of just stall. So these are definitely not low light plants. I did make the mistake when I first started out with them to kind of place them in lower light because for some reason I thought that I would grow in lower light, and that's not the case. And I think lighting is a thing that a lot of people get wrong with ficus, because also fiddly figs, they like bright indirect light and they don't like direct sunlight. Ficus benjamina can also often drop its leaves in her life. And other ficus is Ficus ginseng is also a highlight plant. So these are, I would say, bright highlight plants, but be careful of the direct sunlight. You can give your plant direct morning sun and some direct late afternoon sun, but that middle part of the day is really something that you want to avoid. So I allow my plant to dry out quite a bit in between waterings. I would allow about half the soil in the pot to really dry out. Because the leaves are tough and leathery, they can take some drought stress. You'll notice if your plant is dry, its leaves will kind of droop down. You'll kind of have this happen to it, where it will kind of droop like that, and you know that your plant is dry. This is definitely one of those plants where it's better for them to be on the drier side than being too wet. Ficus trees do not like to be wet and they don't like wet feet. So I would recommend giving them a deep watering and allowing the soil to dry out in between. Of course, the frequency of watering would depend on the amount of light that you're giving your plant. In higher light, your plant will photosynthesize more and use more of the moisture in the pot. It will also depend on the pot size. This plant is actually into a small pot for the size of the plant. So this pot dries out extremely fast, and especially so in my apartment because my apartment gets really hot. So I often find that I have to water this plant about twice a week. I haven't really noticed any issues with the humidity, and because the leaves are quite tough, I would say that they don't require any additional humidity. So average household humidity should be fine for them. I do fertilize my plants with an organic kelp fertilizer. You can use other fertilizers like universal houseplant fertilizers. Alternatively, you can also do a granular organic fertilizer that you apply to the top of the soil, and that will provide your plant with nutrients every time you water your plant because it will leach down into the soil. I am actually going to repot this plant into a bigger terracotta pot, and I'm going to use a very well draining potting media with lots of perlite in here. There's cocoa, there is also bark in here, small mulled orchid bark, there is volcanic rock dust. I'll actually put a link up to the video where I mix my soil mix for all my plants. So I'll start with putting some soil in the bottom of the pot. With these plants, you don't want the soil to go up above the stem of the plant. So when you plant it, you want it to be at the same level. So take your plant and just check each time that it's fine, and I think that's actually enough soil. I'm going to take this plant out of its current pot, and I can see it is a bit dry, and I actually watered this plant yesterday and it's already dried out. So I'm going to place my plant in the middle of the pot. Now you want to leave a bit of a lip between the surface of the soil and the edge of the pot, and this means that when you water your plant, the water won't run off, over the sides of the pot. Place your plant in, and then I'm going to fill in with soil all around my plant. And yeah, I think that is fine, perfect actually. It's the right level. There's still an edge. There's still an edge here over the at the pot. So if I water my plant, it won't just run off the sides. I haven't actually noticed any pests on my plant. I know scale can possibly be an issue on these plants, and also spider mites, especially on the back of the leaves. I don't really think of any other issues with this plant. Just be careful, as I said, for overwatering and for low light, because if you grow your plant in low light, you really will struggle, because your plant will not produce new leaves. It will just kind of sit there and stall, and your bottom leaves may fall off. The other thing I also wanted to just mention is that this plant does produce a milky sap, which is a irritant if it gets into your eyes, if you swallow it and it digests it. So keep this plant away from any children or pets. Other than that, it's a pretty neat indoor plants, and yeah, it's definitely worth having one in your collection because it does have the potential to grow into a massive tree. So yeah, I'm not sure how big this one will get inside, but because I live in a hot climate, I can easily move my pot outside on my patio. And yeah, so my plant can be there. Also, if you are in a colder climate, you can also summer your plant outside in summer. Just keep it out of the direct sunlight and try to acclimate it to being outside. So perhaps put it outside and put it in shade, and kind of acclimate it to more and more light over time. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you found it most useful. And please hit the like button and please subscribe to see more videos like these.